Okay, so welcome to part 2 of our video talking about hair growth. In the previous video, there are 3 products that I was talking about that really have helped me to have this thick head of hair. So go check it out if you want to find out what those 3 products are. Very cheap, very affordable, anyone can use them. So go check it out. But let's get into this part of the video where we're talking about habits that you can adopt to help keep your length, help you grow thicker hair, that I've used that I know will work for you. Some things you've heard before, so maybe this is the video that will get you to do it. So yeah, let's get into it. I will try to restrict them to either 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, we'll see. So the first one is, of course, protective styling. Now this is something that when I was in China I really did not take seriously. Honestly, I would sometimes leave out my hair and just sleep in a bonnet, and the problem with that was, in as much as I was sleeping in a scarf or a bonnet, my hair was getting matted, and that's not good. We don't want that. So something that I've really been doing like consistently, and I'm very serious about since for the past, like I would say 2 years, is protective styling. And that ranges from, sometimes I'll have maybe like twists, which now I know I don't keep for more than a week. And my favorite protective style is cornrows, mainly because it allows me, at least since I'm not styling my hair, I can wear wigs, I can wear scarves. It's a little bit more versatile for me, so I prefer to have cornrows in, and I have them in, I would say, longest 3 weeks. If I want to go even longer, I ensure to wash my hair as it's in cornrows every week or every 2 weeks. Ensure that I'm moisturizing my scalp.
Yo, I am so pissed, guys. Yo, I thought your girl was recording, and here we are. I do not have the footage that I thought I had. But anyway, to explain what I was talking about in terms of protective styling, yes, I make sure to moisturize my scalp and my hair when it's in a protective style, which, as I said, is mostly likely cornrows these days, because I like to keep them in for as long as possible to allow me to be able to, you know, it's a little more versatile. Wear wigs, put on scarves. So I enjoy having my cornrows in, and whenever I have them in, I keep them in for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And I can keep them in that long because I do still wash my hair, deep condition my hair, and try as much as possible throughout the week, you know, to keep it moisturized. So about protective styling, you do not want to get protective styles that cause either too much tension on your hair or are too heavy. So on the tension part, of course, people know, you know, don't get braids that damage your edges and things like that. But even for the rest of your hair, avoid getting any protective styles that cause, you know, too much tension. And even I've avoided these days getting protective styles that are like, you know, like braids, for example. Getting braids that are too small, or cornrows that are too tight and too small, even just that can pull out your hair. So I avoid such protective styles. I try to get sizes that are not too small, but just like, for example, cornrows or twists that are small enough or flat enough for me to be able to, as I said, put on a wig, because that's my main go-to when I'm having my cornrows or my twists in. And you know, yeah, so avoid getting, you know, braids that are too small, or even braids that are way too big. I know some people enjoy long big hair, and you know, there are hairstyles you want to try, but be careful, because even for bigger hairstyles, especially if you have thin hair, you have weak strands, or you have damaged hair, you do not want to be getting heavy hairstyles, which I continue to explain in my next clip.
Yeah, my camera decided to die on me. As I was saying, or if you have thin hair, or you have hair that is damaged or recovering from damage, you know, you're trying to get it back to what it was, what you don't want to do is get things that are going to weigh down your hair, pull down your hair, pull on your hair. Guys, no, don't do that. I mean, we're now in the time where there's braiding hair that is actually quite light and soft, and that's, I think, the best option to go with, or just picking hairstyles that won't cause that type of tension on your hair. So that's about protective styling. Number 2 would be reduce the amount of times you're styling your hair. Something that I've realized that I've been, probably since I've been natural since I cut my hair in 2017, like October, November, so I've been natural approaching 4 years. I would say that I realized I'm a lazy natural, so I've realized that as well. Sorry, I'm saying that word so much. I've seen that the less that I stopped playing with my hair, styling it, combing it out and touching it, the longer it was able to grow, the more length I was able to retain, because I wasn't causing so much physical damage to my hair. They call it mechanical damage. So if you're someone who you're constantly styling your hair, you need to reduce that amount, because then it reduces the chances of you getting breakage, of you having split ends, because you're allowing your hair to just exist. Sometimes that's just what you need to do. As you have your cornrows in, you know, don't be removing them and taking them out every few days. No, leave them in. Sometimes just let your hair breathe. You don't always have to do a wash and go. You don't always have to blow out your hair. You don't always have to have some type of style in your hair. Sometimes just allow your hair to breathe, and that's something that I like to do, especially after I've had a protective style in for a while. I like to allow my hair to just breathe and just have like a simple protective style in, like maybe just some, you know, cornrows or some twists, just to allow it so that I'm not touching it, I'm not styling it. Those things are really, really important. Then the third thing is make sure that you're getting your trims. So a trim does not have to be after every specific, like, oh, every 3 months, every 4 months, but anytime you notice that maybe when you're combing out your hair, you know, it will be all smooth and everything, and then at the ends it's getting tangled and everything, that's a sign that you need to get your hair trimmed. Even when you notice split ends, you're noticing that when you straighten your hair, you have some parts that are still kind of curly at the ends. Those are signs that you need to get your hair trimmed. And trimming your hair does not mean taking a whole inch off. Sometimes it's just like a little amount, and that will really help to keep your hair healthy, because sometimes it's necessary to let go of that damaged hair, that dry hair. Of course, as we know, the ends of our hair are they're the ones that have been there the longest, so obviously they're going to get dry more often than hair that is closer to your scalp. So yeah, that's something to look into. If you haven't had a trim in a while and you have a hairdresser close to you, that's something you'd want to look into, trimming your hair. Okay, number 4 would be the type of products that you use. So I've noticed and realized the less that I worried about, oh, curling cream and gel and this custard and this mousse and da 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 da, the more that I just focused on products that were good for my scalp and good for my hair in terms of maybe delivering nutrients or just helping me to retain moisture, the more that I saw a change in my hair. Like, it was, yes, we're concerned about returning moisture, we're concerned about our curls popping and everything, but sometimes using so many products on your hair, sometimes your hair might react to something, sometimes something will change in your body, and if you're using so many products, you won't even realize that these things are not working anymore because you're using so many products. So I would definitely advise that try to narrow it down to products that are essential. Something like, if you have a good deep conditioner that you know works for your hair, you have a good shampoo that you know works for your hair, a good leave-in, a good, maybe just like, you know, your go-to styling, it could be a butter, it could be, I don't know, just keep your routine simple. Even when it comes to your wash day, instead of constantly doing one mask after the other, yes, they're good, they do help, but try to keep things to a minimum. And it works for you too, because then if you know that, oh, okay, my routine is simpler, you're more willing to do it. Like, if you know that something is going to take you less time and it's not going to be as strenuous, obviously you're going to be willing to do it, right? So I would advise that simplify your routine. Don't be so focused on things like, you know, styling products and butters that you forget things that are actually good for your hair, like, you know, good oils, good moisturizers, good masks that you can, that some of them you don't even need to use them so often. So yeah, that would be, so that third, fourth. So number 4 would be careful how you use heat on your hair. I know some people have thicker strands than others, so they can get away with maybe blowing out their hair more often than others, but be careful, especially if you have thin hair, about the way you use heat. It is okay to use heat, but use it in moderation. I'd say wait at least 6 to 8 weeks in between if you like to blow dry your hair. I think it's not a bad thing, because honestly, especially if you have like really long hair, or like me, you have quite thick hair, sometimes it helps to be able to stretch it out, blow it out, or straighten it out, so that, you know, styling and maintaining is a little bit easier. I love my coils and kinks, but sometimes I need that allowance to be able to, you know, maybe style my hair in a way that is not so time consuming and it's not so tough. So yeah, think about that, how much heat you're using in your hair. Yeah, so those would be my 4 or 5 tips. I don't know, maybe we've reached 6 that I've been using personally, and it's really helped me. I've simplified my routine, and for me, I really focus on is what I'm doing, you know, adding something to my hair. I'm no longer crazed about, you know, styling products and this and that. I keep it to a point where I think, is this healthy for my hair? Is this helping my hair? So that's something you need to think about as well. I know it's easy to get caught up in the limelights, in the lights of, you know, these trends for hair and styling and this, but when it comes to hair growth, you need to be serious about what's good for your hair, what's good for your scalp. There's some things you'll have to let go and reconsider, like, okay, maybe this isn't working. And I guarantee you, once you do that, I truly believe you're going to see results. I truly believe that you're gonna come back and say, thank you so much for the help. My hair is growing thicker, it's growing longer. So yeah, those are some tips that I would say you can go over. Take all of them, take some of them, but that is what has helped me grow my thick afro that I believe will keep on growing even as I'm learning more about hair and more about taking care of it. So yeah, those are my tips. As I said, I have a video out. This is part 2, so check out part 1 about the products, specific products that have helped my hair grow. Then as well, the easiest and fastest way to make flaxseed gel that you will come back and thank me and be like, thank you girl, and they will all be in the cards, I believe, or you can check out my channel. And yeah, I am looking forward to hearing about your results. If there is any tip I missed, please, the comment section is there. Let's help each other out. Let's dish out information. Information brings power. When you have knowledge and you apply that, it brings change. It brings, you know, power. So I would like to see all of us commenting down below, hey, this is what I use, this is how I used it, it worked for me. Let's encourage each other. I mean, we all want luscious, beautiful, maybe not all of us want long hair, but I know that a lot of us want healthy hair, and I believe the tips that I've given you are definitely going to deliver that for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in our next video, which you'd have to stick around to find out what that is. Bye.